I tried to speedrun Fnaf 6 and get the completion ending, but there's one issue. I've never watched or played the game before. Speedrunners usually know the ins and outs of games, their glitches, and the fastest methods of completing them. And usually, they also don't die. Yeah, this is gonna be really hard. And to make this worse, if I die in this challenge, I will have to beat Fnaf 420 in one stream. So the stakes were high to do an absolutely perfect, fast-paced run, and I didn't even know what was gonna happen yet. But it was time to start, so I got into the game, designed my beautiful pizza, and tried to get the minigame out of the way as fast as possible. And then I was met with Scrap Baby for the first time, and as you can tell, I had no idea how well made this FNAF game actually was. Yo. Oh my god. This game is so good. I completed my checklist while my pants were soiled, and it was time for Monday with my $100 budget. Now, this is a speed run, but I'm not gonna feel accomplished unless I win with a smoking hot pizzeria. You see what I did there? So I bought some decorations, got me a sponsorship, and I was on my way. Now on the first night, there were actually no animatronics. However, I didn't know this because, well, I didn't know anything about this game. So I screamed and was extremely paranoid the first night, checking both vents every 3 seconds because they were big enough for a damn tank to drive through. I'm overheating. Do we need to turn the TV off? Do I need to turn the TV off? Last task. I'm overheating! I'm overheating! I can hear them crawling. Log off.
Great job.
Let's go.
It looks like you're getting
Skipping the cutscene after the first night to save time, it was time for the first salvage, and I was faced with a cracked out version of Freddy. This is great writing, I promise. I listened through the creepy audio prompts, and I was actually able to recognize if he had moved or not, even though I had never done this before. So I shocked him a few times, and after a bit, I had successfely collected the salvage. Who are you? Oh, why do I have to cover him? That's so creepy. Wait, no, I marked down the second one.
Audio prompt in
Did he move? Did he move? Let's shock him. Shock him? Should we shock him? Chat. I'm not streaming, but chat. Should we shock him?
Document results. You have completed the maintenance checklist and may proceed with the salvage.
I grabbed some hot-looking decorations for my pizzeria, like Mr. Hippo, and I put the frog next to him, and it was time to continue the speed run. Now, this night is the actual first night where there is an animatronic in the building, and I was pressured to have no deaths, so the stakes were high. On this night, I kept the strategy of the first, which was to panic look at both of the vents the whole night, because the only info that I had about how to fend off the animatronics was to not make too much noise, so I turned off my fan and TV whenever I could, and also to shine my light into the vents. Okay. Buddy! He decides to come in here, he's gonna be on the right side. Yep, of course. Aside from a few sponsor ads though, I had no trouble and was still deathless, so completing the speed run and not having to play 420 was looking like it was in my reach. We can't die if we want to get a good time, but we also can't take too long, so it has to be like the perfect mix. Somebody pull my pants up. We're done. 28 minutes, too much time. Now it was time to salvage Mr. Afton. We gotta go fast. Salvage it. I think he turned his head.
Let's encourage Baby to cheer up with a controlled shock.
See if he moved his head. Yeah, he did move his head. I pretty much tased him every single time he moved, and I didn't even lose any salvage value with this strat.
And may proceed with the salvage.
With multiple.
What a deceptive calling. I knew it was a lie the moment I heard it, obviously. But it is intriguing nonetheless.
Using my new money from the salvage, I bought some new animatronics and got a $1,000 sponsorship, which I didn't know was going to screw me over later. I bought a new stage, put all the animatronics on it, and now it was time for night 3. But this time, Springtrap was here, so it's not going to be nearly as easy. I went into the night, started a task, and turned off the fan so they wouldn't hear me. I kept the same strategy of I kept the same strategy of constantly checking both vents with the fan off, which did cause me to overheat eventually, but I was told not to make noise, so I thought it was the reason I hadn't died yet. I had noticed the other things in the game by this point, like the equipment, or like the other tabs that had like the silent ventilation and the lure, but I decided not to use them yet because I didn't know what they did, and I was doing just fine without them. About halfway through, I heard William Afton speak, and you probably weren't able to hear it, but I myself 27 times.
How can I resist a promise?
Ah! He's speaking to me! Never in my life, while playing FNAF, have I had an animatronic talk about how he's gonna kill me.
Really, Nick?
I immediately panicked, turning on the fan and screaming for help, but luckily, I didn't get killed for this. This man's voice was probably scarier than 90% of the game because already being in dead silence, Knowing that there's animatronics in the building, you become on edge, and then you suddenly hear his unnerving voice. Honestly, it's one of the things that I paid attention to and liked most about this game. The fact that its jump scares aren't that bad, but it's still terrifying nonetheless. So after repeating my strategy and getting a couple ads, I finally completed the third night. They're green. Fluffy bear. Cool, that's fine. Oh wait, my mic is on the right side, so it might actually be where the sound cues are. Oh, shit!
I always come back.
Wait. That wasn't supposed to happen. I had come so far in this run. After completing the second night, I thought I was invincible. I thought that I was actually going to be able to do a deathless run at a fast pace without knowing anything about the game. So what's to do now? Well, I could either close OBS, scrap this whole video, or I could give myself another chance. I paused the timer for a minute here and contemplated for a while, and I decided that I should save this video. So instead of focusing on deathlessness, instead we'll focus on speed. As you may know, when you beat Fnaf games like this one, the nights get progressively harder, and seeing that I was already 38 minutes in and I hadn't even completed the third night, the next few nights were going to take an extremely long time to beat. So I gave myself 2 hours. I had spent over 30 minutes on the first 2 nights, so mathematically, by the time I beat the 6th night, it should be 2 hours. Of course, if I spent under 20 minutes per night, which the first 2 easiest nights both took almost 20 minutes, yeah, I was still cooked. I decided to actually buy equipment this attempt, and I was dead silent because I was playing very cautious. Perhaps a little too cautious though, because it was 101 by the time I finished night 3. Which means that I had to do the next 3 nights in 20 minutes, so we were technically on pace. Now it was time to salvage baby. I stuck with the same strat of just shocking her if I noticed movement, so this shouldn't be too bad. She didn't move for the first audio prompt, so I waited for the second one to end to shock her. That's crazy. We gotta shock her.
1.
What? Yeah, I only thought that they could jump scare me if I put the paper up, not if I was just staring at them. But even though we didn't get the money, the death doesn't really affect the ending or our time, so we could still make the 2 hours. I came in, immediately accepted a sponsorship, unaware of all the ads I'm about to get. I bought a curtain stage and saved the rest of my money. I put up a balloon man and started the 4th night, and now Scrap Baby was going to be here. I got into the night, turned off the fan, and got a sponsorship ad. And I'm cooked.
Come back.
Unlucky attempt. I decided to change up my strategy. This time I used silent ventilation, so boom. Now I don't have to use the fan for the rest of the night. Except I do. I spent an unnecessary amount of time staring into the vents this night because I was terrified and still figuring out how sound cues actually work. I avoided using the fan because I thought silent ventilation was all I needed, and I ended up almost overheating several times. But after 30 minutes, oh my god, it has been 30 minutes! At this point, I had been way too careful and was way over my required under 20-minute pace, so things weren't looking good, but luckily, it was time to salvage Lefty. Yo! Let's go. Let's proceed.
Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, he can't kill me like this. He has to move.
Document results.
I didn't get a chance! Damn, I still don't understand what I was supposed to do here. He never even moved past his normal position. How on God's earth was I supposed to mark down whether he moved or not if I just die instantly? He said use the taser if he moves, not if the damn air molecules are out of place. I bought some ducks to cheer me up, some basketball hoops, and I bought Lefty. Wait, what? Apparently I can buy the animatronic that just killed me, but it was better than him being loose in my pizzeria, so I did it. I finally rejected a sponsorship because I realized that the ads that played were from the sponsors I accepted, and the ads screwed me over my last time. Why couldn't I just have said last time? I dripped out my pizzeria and started the night. Now, if I got these last 2 nights done in 10 minutes each, I still had a chance to make the time. Oh my god, I'm so cooked! I turned on silent ventilation and started a task. By this night, I had a strategy down. I would look into the vents, listen to the sound cues with my fan off, and if I hadn't heard a sound cue in 10 seconds, I would start a task. And if I heard 2 sound cues in a row while doing a task, I would immediately turn off the monitor. I didn't really have any trouble this night. I just spent about 14 minutes. It's been 14 minutes? The pressure was on, so I got a lawsuit. We have 6 minutes to complete the last night, bro. We gotta go. Move. Oh, shoot. Bro, who sued me? I didn't have enough time to read through it, so I settled for $700 and immediately started the night with 5 minutes left on the clock. I followed the same strategy as the last night,
which I'm not going to explain again.
and after surviving a sponsor ad and getting a heart attack from William Afton, we gotta go for it. We have no time left.
You might recognize me at first, but I assure you, that's still me.
You scared me so hard. I was about to jump at my TV. Whoa! Obviously, you weren't gonna beat the hardest night in 5 minutes, you dumb bitch. I took a break to eat some lunch and I pondered on what to do next. I had already failed the Deathless Challenge and just making a good under 2 hour time, so what was left to do? Well, this isn't very good writing, but I decided since a lot of the nights took me 30 minutes and this one was harder, it would still be a good run for me if I did it in under 2:30, because that meant that I would have completed a harder night in much less time than the previous easier night. I turned on silent ventilation, the fan off, and started one of the loud printing tasks because they probably weren't going to kill me right at the start. On this night, I got 3 sponsorship ads, but that was all that I would get, luckily. I spent basically all of the night checking the vents with the sound cue feature I discovered, which was that if the noise in the vent I was staring into was really loud, the animatronic is more likely to be in that vent. But if it is much quieter, there is a better chance of it being in the vent behind me. I spent the whole night differentiating the loud and the quiet and also soiling myself whenever I hear Springtrap speak in my ear, and also going insane. Fellas, is it gay to die on night 6? And after 16 minutes of listening for sound cues, I got to the last maintenance task, so the stakes were higher than ever because surely after another attempt, I was gonna even miss the 2:30 time. Log off. Alright. We did it. So I decided to do Fnaf 420 in one stream anyway, but instead of thinking about that 8 hours of suffering to come, let's enjoy this perfect ending together.
Watch.
Oh my god, I finally get to see this ending, bro.
Be full.
Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth. If you still
Can I
even
type in there?
remember that name. But I'm afraid you've been misinformed. You are not here to receive a gift, nor have you been called here by the individual you assume, although you have indeed been called. You have all been called here, into a labyrinth of sounds and smells, misdirection and misfortune. A labyrinth with no exit, a maze with no prize. You don't even realize that you are trapped. Your lust for blood has driven you in endless circles, chased you with cries of children in some unseen
this voice
chamber,
acting,
always seeming so near.
This is where your story ends. It was crazy.
But you will never find them. None of you will.
Oh, it's highlighting my office.
This is where your story ends. And to you, my brave volunteer, who somehow found this job listing not intended for you. Although there was
oh wait, look at the degrees in the bottom right.
I have a feeling
it's exactly like it was in the night, bro.
I have a feeling that you are right where you want to be.
That's so cool.
I am remaining as well. I am nearby. This place.
Oh, these are the first 2 games.
The memory of
I didn't even notice this whenever I saw this ending on like TikTok.
Finally begin to fade away as the agony of every tragedy.
Yo.
And to you monsters trapped in the corridors, be still and give up your spirits.
I finally get to see them burn after they tormented me.
For most of you, I believe there is peace and perhaps more waiting for you after the smoke clears.
Shoot.
Although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole. So don't keep the devil waiting, old friend. My daughter, if you can hear me, I knew you would return as well. It's in your nature to protect the innocent. I'm sorry that on that day, the day you were shut out and left to die, no one was there to lift you up into their arms, the way you lifted others into yours. And then, what became of you? I should have known you wouldn't be content to disappear. Not my daughter.
He's burning
Couldn't save you
everybody.
then.
He's burning
So let
everybody.
me
He's
save you
burning
now.
Molten Freddy.
It's time to rest.
He's
For you,
burning.
and for those
I don't
you
know.
have carried in your arms.
It's over.
This ends for all of us.
2:16:48. Let's go.
Congratulations on completing your work week. We apologize if your situation wasn't presented to you in a completely honest fashion when you first started, but it was important that your intentions and actions be genuine. Here at Fazbear Entertainment, we
I love
value
this game.
fun, family, and food. But more importantly, we value our commitment to atoning for past mistakes and tying up loose ends. Thank you for your participation.
Oh.
There is no need for you to return to work next
Let's
week,
go.
as Fazbear Entertainment is no longer a corporate entity.
We got the completion.
Please accept this certificate of completion.
And just like
Goodbye
that.
for now.
Fnaf
And
6
thank
is
you
done
for
in
taking
2
this
hours.
journey with us.
16:48. 2 hours, 16:48. FNAF 6 is over. I don't think I've ever completed a FNAF game this fast. Okay, I'm gonna leave a little note right here. I think, personally, in my opinion, this is the most underrated FNAF game out of all of them. I would put this game, well, I would say over Sister's Location, but that 6 Night was really good. I would still put this game over 6 Location because of the ending. I would put this game over Sister's Location. I would put this game over, no, I can't put it over FNAF 4. Maybe I could. I would put it over FNAF 3. I would put this game over FNAF 3. 100%. Not FNAF 1, 2, and 4, maybe not. But FNAF 3, I would. And Sister's Location, I would. This game, I've never heard anything about FNAF 6. That's why this is like a blind speedrun. I've never heard anything about this game. I've never watched it. I've only seen like that ending on TikTok. That was it. And that's because I thought that the game was trash, because nobody really talked about it. And I don't know why they didn't. I don't even know why it's free, because this game is like better than FNAF 3 and Sister's Location. And those both costed money. So I'm just astonished on how good this game was. I thought it was just gonna be like a little like pizza simulator. Like I thought I was just gonna be building a pizzeria and then I would be fixing up animatronics. But no, there was like entire nights with like sound cues. And this is the most stressful game out of all of them, if I'm being honest. But as you guys know, I did say under 2 hours. And I know I said I would give myself until 2:30, but I feel like if I didn't do the 420 after not getting in under 2 hours, I would be pretty much letting you guys down. I'd be lying to you guys. So I don't know when that's gonna happen, but I guess that means I'm gonna be doing the 420 mode. So thank you guys for watching this video, and love y'all.